Hello, and welcome to Bollywood Storybook. And today we are doing the movie recommended by one person. We are doing the Bollywood movie Nadaaniyan that Netflix put out a month ago, and it has been in a lot of chat lately. Nepotism, this, that. But you know what I see when I see this movie? I see it's a Bollywood version of the C dramas and not the regular C dramas, those low budget vertical C dramas. They are not so low budget anymore because they are getting so popular nowadays. This ma'am, Meghna, she's been ruling my life. She plays this rich girl character a lot, and many of her drama has that contract marriage plot line, and that's what Nadaaniyan is. It's the contract boyfriend plot from fake dating to real dating pipeline, and the lead here is Pia Jaising, played by Miss Khushi Kapoor, Miss Happy. Let's call her Miss Happy. And she is pretty, okay? She's like this pretty girl in this rich school, and she is so self-aware. Like literally the first thing out of her mouth was, I am the poster princess of privilege and entitlement. That got my attention. But Miss Happy is in trenches at the moment. Let me tell you a story. She has this group of friends from childhood, and two of them, the two girls, let's call them Miss S and Miss R. They are really close to Miss Happy, very found family vibes. Miss S has the crush on the scumbag of the group, and Miss R is dating the scumbag sidekick. But the scumbag, he wants Miss Happy. Miss Happy is from this rich family, and she is Instagram famous and just like beautiful girl. So that's what he wants. And he's been texting her, okay, shamelessly. And one of those texts, Miss S ends up seeing. She was taking a picture of Miss Happy and she just sees a nude that the scumbag sent her. And Miss S is pissed. Okay, she wants answers. She is heartbroken that the boy she always liked since childhood is flirting with somebody else, and it's one of her closest friends, and she is not doing anything to stop that, and neither told her about it. She feels betrayed and she needs answers, and I honestly get that. But before Miss Happy could come up with a good explanation, she is whisked away to a month-long vacation with her mom where no contact with the outside world was allowed. No phones, no Wi-Fi, no internet, no telegram, not even pigeons. Truly the problem of a certain tax bracket, I tell you. But now Miss Happy has returned. All this happened on the last day of their previous year, and today is the first day of the new year at their school. And Miss S wants answers. She better be listening to a good explanation why her BFF is receiving nude from her crush. And it amazes me that Miss Happy was not able to come up with a good possible explanation in this month-long retreat with no internet. She still feels like she was put on a spot and ends up blurting that she's not interested in the scumbag because she likes somebody else. She has a boyfriend when she doesn't. Her friends are not believing this, so she needs to spice up this lie. And to do that, she says that she has planned this elaborate Instagram debut for her boyfriend, and the final day that everybody is going to meet him is on her birthday. This is her temporary band-aid on the situation. Now that she has dug herself this hole, she needs to find a boyfriend. And that's what she sets out doing. And that's what she was doing when she arrives outside the debate team classroom. Inside, there is a cheering crowd. And they're cheering to a boy standing on a desk. He has his shirt raised and he's showing his very toned midriff to everybody. What's happening in the debate team? This boy is Arjun Mehta, or our main boy, played by Saif's son, Saif Jr. What's exactly is happening to the debate team? Saif Jr. was up for the captaincy of the team, and his opponent is like this typical rich boy. He's handing out iPhones to everybody as bribes, and then he looks at Saif Jr. and says, "Oh, Saif Jr., what are you going to do for the debate team?" Now, Saif Jr. is your typical school hot boy from a middle class family in this rich school on a scholarship. He is not going to hand out iPhones. He's going to use his sexuality. And that's how he ends up standing on a desk showing off his six packs to this cheering crowd. And honestly, a smart move from Saif Jr.'s part, because his classmates are just so shallow that this is the only language they understand. And even though this is the debate team, no matter how much well-reasoned argument he puts forth, this is not going to be a light bulb moment. So Saif Jr. wins the debate team captaincy, and Miss Happy outside has found her target. Miss Happy has done the basic research on her target. This guy is here on a swimming scholarship. He is the son of one of the faculty member as well as the family doctor of a bunch of people here. And he has no social media presence. Perfect. Then she makes her first move and approaches this guy and lays out what her plan is. And she's very candid about it. She tells him exactly what happened, everything in detail, and why she needs his help. Now it's time for the negotiations. So Miss Happy makes it very clear what she's going to get out of it. And Seth Jr. says, yeah, that makes sense. But what am I going to get out of it? And tell me why Miss Happy's reply to it is, hey, you get to be on my grid. Her Instagram grid. To be honest, when she first said on my grid, I thought in her grid, like as in her network, so he could meet people. But apparently, no, she meant her Instagram post. Please tell me there is somebody else as well who would make that mistake. I am such a boomer. Oh my god. So Seth Jr. as well instantly reject that idea. And you tell me, why would a man who doesn't have any social media present would want to be on somebody's grid? What would he get out of it? Then she offers him 10k per week. And the per week part really throws him off. He means, what do you mean per week? How long is this going to take? After a few back and forth, he gives her his final offer. Now, Mr. Seth Jr. here, what we learn about him is that he is a tech guy. He was a swimming guy. Did you think he was a debate guy? What did you think? No, he's also a tech guy. By the way, he's trying to go to a big school just so that he can be a lawyer. This guy, he can do everything. He's a lawyer, he's a swimmer, he's a tech guy, and what else? He's the debate captain. He is everything. Now, he has some techie plan, but we don't know what those are. But that needs money. And this Miss Happy here, she has a good deal for him to make some quick cash. So his offer is 25k per week. My boy is negotiating and Miss Happy has to agree to it. Now comes the part where they have to work on the soft launch. Now, if you are somewhat normal and you don't know what soft launch is when it comes to a person, it's about when you subtly tell people that you are with somebody, but you don't let them know who exactly that person is. So that person's identity is a secret, but you are with them is not. Now, for that, they are going to take those specific pictures wherein you can see Miss Happy and you can see that she is with a man. And for that, they have to do a photo shoot. And before the photo shoot, they have to discuss the idea. And to discuss the idea, I don't know why she couldn't just text him or email him. No, she had to sneak him into her girls' hostel. Now tell me, why is this Miss Rich living in the hostel that the school provided? Anyway, but she has a room at the girls' hostel, and she sneaks Seth Jr. there and shows him the Pinterest board that she created for her soft launch. He is so embarrassed, but now she is the boss here, so he has to do what she says. The first location of their soft launch picture is this dilapidated building in their campus. Now Seth Jr. is confused as hell. My boy is just question mark. He says, why are we doing here? Are we taking pictures? Then shouldn't there be like a sunset, a good view? Bless him, he's a boomer. Miss Happy knows what's up. She says, you don't ever question the beauty of an elevator selfie. And I thought, what is she saying at the beginning? But when the picture comes out, they take a picture in the elevator's mirror. And it's like a mirror selfie, but she's taking the picture and he's hiding behind her, like back hugging her. And it's kind of cute. I'll not gonna lie, kind of like it. Kind of putting on my Pinterest board to soft launch a boyfriend when I get one. Miss Happy makes that soft launch picture public the next day. And tell me why, the moment she posts that picture, everybody in her school looks at them. Like as if they had notifications on for whenever Miss Happy posts pictures. She didn't lie when she said she had clout. And you know who else is fascinated by this elevator selfie, or Miss Happy herself? It's Seth Jr. You can see that he's kind of curious about this girl and the way she behaves and just the way her brain works. He's just kind of curious. But one soft launch picture may work for people like you and me. But Miss Happy, she's on a whole other level. So she needs a soft launch series. And her hard launch, is that a thing? or a proper launch would be on her birthday when she is going to introduce Seth Jr. as her boyfriend. Her second soft launch picture is them in hoodies and black pictures where they are wearing hoodies the wrong side forward, and the hood is on their faces with this sunglasses on top. One thing this cringy black hood pictures does is her friends are convinced. Yes, this is the explanation apparently that they needed, and they want to meet this guy. But Miss Happy's excuse is that Mercury is in retrograde, and I would trust Miss Happy to know them planets and them retrogrades. So the soft launch series continues, and the picture gets significantly more provocative. One picture is like, okay, they are in the swimming things and taking picture. Another picture is she right in the shower of their gym taking pictures with his naked torso. There is nothing soft about this soft launches, and this leads perfectly to the inevitable conversation in this trope wherein they say, oh, don't actually fall in love with me while you're pretending to love me. And the tension, which is broken by Miss Happy getting a call from her mom because these not so soft launch pictures are seen by her grandmom. And her grandmom agrees there is nothing soft about these pictures. Her mom asks her all the important questions like, what's his family status? That's the kind of mom her mother is. Her mom is going to get all her answers tomorrow. Because what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Miss Happy's birthday. Big day when Seth Jr. is going to be formally launched as Miss Happy's boyfriend. Now, it's the day of the party, and somehow Miss Happy managed to kidnap Seth Jr. by putting a bag on his face. Why? Didn't you all discuss this the day one you met? It wasn't in your contract. Well, you didn't sign a contract because they're kids. But he instantly forgives her for the kidnapping and gets ready in this suit to be introduced as her new boyfriend. And he looks at Miss Happy and he is speechless. My boy is smitten. Your honor, he is in love. And she looks really cute as well. She has this like a tuxedo dress on, very cute, very pretty. It's unclear if they are actually in love with each other at this point or not, but one thing they definitely are is that they are good friends. They have this moment where Miss Happy is a little nervous. This is the big day after all, where she is scamming everybody that is near and dear to her in her life, and she just looks at her mirror and says, oh my god, they will be convinced, right? And Seth Jr. here, like as a good friend that he is, he says, yes, don't worry. They will be convinced. He knows that his friend is worried. It's up to him to be the confident one in this little scheme. And that's friendship. It is something that the scumbag should really take some notes on. When Miss Happy introduces Seth Jr. to her friends, S and R are just very happy and welcoming. They are just very congratulatory to Seth Jr. saying congrats on landing Miss Happy. They are hyping up Miss Happy. And the sidekick, he's also being very polite to Seth Jr. But the scumbag is being a scumbag. And Miss Happy just ignores him and takes Seth Jr. to introduce to her parents. And here we meet the dad. The DILF of this movie. He's played by Sunil Shetty. And he be dilfing, okay? He's a philandering man. He be sowing his seeds in somebody else's garden. We'll talk about that. But one thing her dad knows is how to recognize people. And he's very impressed with Seth Jr. with his lawyering, debating and swimming and whatnot. And throughout the night, whenever there is attention on Seth Jr., he is hyping his boy up. Her mom does not feel the same. And she gets her opportunity when Seth Jr.'s dad calls her. He somehow finds out that his boy is so away from his house and he's calling everybody to see where exactly did he go. And she stops the music right on the dance floor, gives the phone to Seth Jr. and says, talk to your dad. All the guests start chatting after that this boy is not that impressive because of his family status, and they start questioning why Miss Happy is dating him. Seth Jr. just finishes his call and just then gets out of this party. Anyway, this is his last day. His deal was be a pretend boyfriend for Miss Happy till her birthday. So exactly this is his last day. So he gets a cab and he's about to go. But that's when Miss Happy stops him. And the cabbie, he thinks that there is a lover's quarrel, and apparently he's a big fan of just love in general, and says, "Oh, you finish it, I'm gonna go." And he just leaves. Seth Jr. is now just stranded in front of Miss Happy's house. That's when Miss Happy's dad, the DILF of the movie, offers him a ride back. And he is freaking out. Okay, he's just murmuring, "Oh my god, this is the time. This is the time of the movie when I'm going to be offered a check to leave you alone." This boy, even his movie choices are boomer. But we don't see what happens between him and her dad. We cut to the next day, and at ass crack of morning, Miss Happy just gate crashes his house. He tries to get in his room through his window and he's trying to help her. That's when they fall on each other. And that's when she tells him that he needs to be her fake boyfriend for longer. But this time, not to fool her friends, but for a more pure reason. She thinks that having him in her life would bring her family together, because suddenly her mom and dad are interested in her business. She also mentions how her family always wanted a boy, and so her family being together like this is very rare. And this is the moment, or the second moment, when Seth Jr. proves that he is a good friend. He agrees to be her fake boyfriend, but this time without charge. So it went from a contract boyfriend to like a friend helping another friend. Now the mission goal has changed. Before it was fake dating for social media, now they have to fake date for real life. A sentence I never thought I would say. Miss Happy decides to chat GPT it, and chat GPT tells them 5 things: gift giving, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. Apparently physical touch was out of it, but by the time we see it in a few minutes, there is a lot of physical touch there. They be doing a lot of physical touching by doing the other 4 things, even the words of affirmations. They faked it so successfully that Seth Jr. gets himself a formal invitation to a dinner at Miss Happy's house. This dinner is so ridiculous. It's happening on this lawn, this 1 acre big lawn that this family owns, on this rectangular table, on this patio, and it's lit with all lanterns outside. And to serve 5 people, it's Seth Jr., Miss Happy, her 2 parents, and her granddad. They have 8 staff present. This staff is dressed better than the flight crew at Emirates. And they are serving the food as if they are dancing. They're doing like this. All their steps are choreographed and synchronized perfectly when they're putting the food on the table and taking the clothes out. Seth Jr. is so weirded out by this situation that he's a little scared. And the mom is not making things easy. She keeps sassing him and telling him what kind of food he is eating, like it's squid ink pasta, as if no son of a doctor is eating squid ink pasta. And he shouldn't, like that thing is fucking weird. But he is saved by Miss Pia's father, or our resident DILF, who is very impressed by his career trajectory from debate team captain to a prospective Ivy League graduate lawyer. He says that if he has a son, he would follow the exact same career path, which confuses Seth Jr. and so does the audience. Like, don't you already have a daughter? But that's not the Jessing way to do things. Apparently, the grandfather points out that it's Jessing and Sons is the name of the law firm that the family owns. It's not Jessing and the daughters. And now Seth Jr. is thoroughly weirded out by this fuck-ass family, and he knows it's his time to shine and protect his friend. So he says, don't you know how smart Pia is? He keeps talking about her skills of negotiating, how she negotiated him into being her fake boyfriend, and then her skills to just argue with him about everything. And he praised it in a way of saying he's very glad that she doesn't want to be a lawyer, because she would definitely be the captain of debate team if she was interested. And this properly impresses Miss Happy's dad. Later that evening, he asks Miss Happy about how she has been helping Seth Jr. with his debate practice. Apparently, she's been doing that as well with them fake dating. And he's properly impressed by how she has been showing skills of a prospective lawyer. And he says one thing: probably grandfather was onto something tonight. Maybe we should rename our firm to Jessing and Daughters. Now, Miss Happy knows one thing. She needs to be on this debate team to keep her family together. Now, Seth Jr.'s mom, she really likes Miss Happy. And Miss Happy just had to do, "Oh my god, auntie," and his mom is yelling at him to coach Miss Happy into getting into a debate club. There are 2 months left for the international debate competition, and Miss Happy is determined to be on the team and go to that competition. While this is happening, don't forget that the scumbag is still trying to get with Miss Happy while dating Miss S. And his sidekick, he tries to talk some sense into him, but no. The scumbag thinks, hey, Miss S, she has always liked me. She's not going anywhere. So I can freely put efforts into pursuing Miss Happy. I wanted to hit something. It all comes to a head when the whole gang decides to go on a night out. This is the first time the gang is hanging out after Pia's birthday. It's Miss Happy, Miss S, Miss R, and their prospective partners. And Miss S and R, they are trying to be really welcoming to Seth Jr. They ask him about his likes and dislikes, and you can clearly see that they really care about Miss Happy and they really want to get to know this guy that she's really excited about. But then there is comeback. He keeps on interrupting and throws a little jabs at Seth Jr. from here and there with all his answers. And you can see it is bothering Seth Jr., but it's bothering Miss Happy even more. In all this, the sidekick also tried to throw a couple of jabs at Seth Jr., but we can see he only tried to do it because he wanted to be a homie and his heart wasn't truly in it. At the end, the scumbag decides to leave all pretense behind, stands up and asks the entire table if they think point blank that Seth Jr. deserves to date Miss Happy. And you think Seth Jr. would be pissed by that? But no, it's Miss Happy who loses it. She starts yelling at scumbag and tells him point blank that she won't hesitate to cut him out of his life if he insults Seth Jr. once again. And then she looks at the entire table and tells them that this person is important to her, and if they are not accepting of that fact, then they can get out of her life as well. And I'm so happy for her. She just takes Seth Jr. and go out and they go eat ice cream or whatnot. But this is it. When somebody insults your partner, it's not just the partner that they're insulting you as well. And I'm so happy for the first time in this entire movie, Miss Happy actually stood up for herself. Happy for our little girl. The immediate aftermath of this fight is that Miss Happy and Seth Jr. becomes really good friends. They were good friends before, but now they have become the closest people in each other's life. Seth Jr. is coaching Miss Happy to get on the debate team, and while doing that, he shows her his vision board for his career. And our boy, he is ambitious. That's the one thing about Seth Jr. He has this goal of going to the National Law College, and he can go to international colleges as well, but he knows he'll get a full ride in National Law College. So that's where he wants to go. He wants to get an internship and then get a good job, the usuals. But then he wants to start his own app. It's called Quick Qanun, where people can just look up laws and things like that in times when access to a good lawyer is not available or is too expensive. So, a good, useful app. This is the main reason why he decided to be this contract boyfriend for Miss Happy. He wants this money to get invested in his app. But I'm just thinking, with inflation, is that money going to be a lot of worth? 4 years down the line, how long does it take to be a lawyer? This shit is too complicated. But what is not complicated is for Miss Happy to get on a debate team. Remember that jerk from earlier who was up at debate team captaincy against Seth Jr.? Miss Happy defeats him in a mock debate and gets on the debate team. And now it's time for Pia to have dinner with Seth Jr.'s family. This is a dinner to, I think, celebrate Pia's getting on the debate team. And there she properly sees a proper family dynamics. Seth Jr. throughout this movie keeps complaining how controlling and how close to him his parents are. But we find out it is all because his dad was a doctor and he was busy in an emergency on the time where his mom delivered him. And since his dad missed his birth, both his parents have decided never to miss any kind of big milestones in Seth Jr.'s life. Miss Happy cannot help but compare that with her life and her family. Very different. Seth Jr. also gets this quick apology from Pia's friends, and now he is in with the group. Scumbag also apologizes, but I'm gonna keep my eye on him. In all this debate prep, Pia or Miss Happy has decided to also pursue law. after her high school graduation, and she has her eyes set on this law college in London. While this is happening, we can see that Seth Jr. keeps seeing Miss Happy as more than his BFF. He keeps having those moments from here and there. But everything comes to an head when the principal, who is just very much into Gen Z and how they behave, and she just keeps getting things wrong, but it's just something charming about how much effort she puts into understanding young generation. So she invites Seth Jr. for a quick chat about his career. Now, Seth Jr. has his heart set on the National Law College. It's on his vision board. But she has some extra insight for Seth Jr. She says that it's very admirable that you want a full ride, but it is also possible to get the same scholarship for one of the colleges in the United Kingdom. Now Seth Jr. is very interested. Can I get into any colleges in UK? Yes, you can. Can I get a college in London? Like anywhere near London? My boy not only is investing in his career but also in romantic aspects, and we love a holistically developed person. And now it's Diwali and things have been never better in Miss Happy's family. Her dad is being very present in the family and he has not been going out, in quotes, that much. He and Miss Happy's mom have been very cordial, more than usual. They've been talking to each other. They've been complimenting each other. Not only that, her mom seems to have quite warmed up to Seth Jr. as well. And he's also part of that little family. There is a big Diwali celebration happening at Miss Happy's house. And everybody is present. The whole friend group is there. Her family is there. And Seth Jr. arrives in his little sherwani. And they get a little time together in the corner. And it looks like Seth Jr. is trying to confess. But before he could do that, a new character arrives. This is Rudra. Now let me tell you about Rudra. Up until very recently, this was the guy that Miss Happy's mom wanted her to be together with, because he is the prince of some royal family in Delhi and he has that family, the name, the class, the money. And so he was perfect for Miss Happy according to her mom. And not just her mom, there have always been rumors around Miss Happy and this guy, that even Seth Jr. had heard. And on top of that, Miss Happy and Rudra have been friends since childhood, so they get along really, really well. And this makes Seth Jr. really uncomfortable. It was okay before when he was a contract boyfriend, but now it is clear that he wants something more. And seeing his love rival right in action really makes him uncomfortable and he leaves the party. Miss Happy doesn't realize that because she is too involved in talking to everybody, and that's when her dad asks her to take a picture of them. She's just very happy to take a picture of her mom and dad together. Oh my god. And her dad gives her his phone, and when she's about to take a picture, she sees a text on her dad's phone. It's from his mistress. She's pregnant and needs him to call her right now. All hell breaks loose. Miss Happy throws her phone at her dad and runs away. Her mom sees the phone and sees the text as well. And these two break into a huge fight. They keep blaming each other for everything. And apparently the real problem in their family started because they had no son. Miss Happy's mom, she was convinced that the family needed a son because the grandfather kept taunting her about it. And for 10 years, like more than a decade of her life, she kept working on getting pregnant with a son. At the same time, the dad, he actually did not care about wanting a son. He was pretty much okay with having a daughter, but he was too busy with work, and whenever it came to the family, the mom just wanted a son. So it was just a very bad and toxic marriage. And then the dad had an affair. Apparently this mistress had no idea that he was married. Later when she found out, she wanted to break up, but the dad, he was already in love. So he wanted for them to be together, so he convinces her. Now she is pregnant and he wants to divorce Miss Happy's mom so that he can marry her. All this time Miss Happy is listening to all this from the adjacent room, and her friends are calling her like, where did you go from your party? And in that moment she just throws her phone and breaks it. She walks in and starts yelling at her dad. Her grandfather walks in that argument and she snarks at her grandfather as well. And good for her. In the end, Miss Happy has cut off her father and grandfather in her life and has decided to be with her mom. Now it's the next day, and Miss Happy and her mom have gone to stay with their maternal grandparents. And since the family is very close to Rudra's family, they are temporarily staying at Rudra's estate. And the only people who know about this are Miss S and Miss R. And Miss Happy has told them to not to tell anybody because she is not in the mindset to talk about it. Now, the problem is, Rudra's estate is this palace in New Delhi. And this palace is a cultural site. So there are frequently this tourist guided walkthrough throughout the day. On one such trip, somebody who knew who Rudra and Miss Happy were happened to see them. Rudra, comforting Miss Happy over the divorce thing, takes a picture of them hugging, and it's on the social media within seconds. So I think everybody knew about this family marriage that these two had, and now it's everywhere. But Miss Happy doesn't know that. Remember, she threw her phone and broke it, and now she realizes that she doesn't have her phone. And what she realizes even more is tomorrow is that debate competition for which she was preparing for 2 months. And it's going to be morning in a few hours, and Saif Jr. is at the airport with the entire team and his mom calling her frantically, where is she? By the time Rudra manages to buy her a new phone and she opens social media and see the nonsense that people have been talking about her and Rudra, it's too late. Saif Jr. and the whole entire debate team has taken their flight to the place where the debate competition was supposed to happen, and everybody is clowning Saif Jr. for losing a girl like Miss Happy. Saif Jr. loses his focus in the debate competition. He misses his mark, loses his argument, and loses the entire competition for his team. He is so frustrated that when his mom tries to comfort him, he just tells one thing, that his biggest regret in his life is being involved with Miss Happy, and he has formally decided to throw her out of her life while Miss Happy is out there trying to contact him. Mess. When the debate team gets back to the school, Miss Happy is trying really hard for Saif Jr. to give 5 seconds of his life for her to explain everything, but he's just not listening. He's too stubborn. He has decided to cut her off of his life, and that's it. And in front of an entire lobby of students, he lets the cat out of the bag. He yells at her and says, just because you paid me to be your boyfriend doesn't give you the right to control my life. And not just that, he proceeds to accuse her of things that people in her tax bracket might do, but those are the things that she has never done to her. She has always been kind. And not only that, then he starts yelling at Miss S and Miss R, who are also there and who were very welcoming to him throughout this whole experience, and he blames those two for him being in that situation in the first place. Like, sir, you decided to be a contract boyfriend because you needed money for your damn app. The scumbag is there. He listens to the whole situation and he feels vindicated. He knew that somebody like this boy can never get the girl that he can't get, and he's not helping the situation. Needless to say, now even Miss Happy has written Saif Jr. out of her life. And as a final goodbye, she writes a letter of how much she is disappointed in somebody that she considered her best friend but now no longer wants to talk to him. Saif Jr. reads that letter and throws it. He also finds out that his mom read that letter and gets angry at her for invading his privacy. Can you keep up with this mess? I'll give you a quick recap. Miss Happy, she is stressed because her mom and dad are getting divorced. She is stressed because people think she's marrying this childhood friend that he has. She's stressed because people in her school have now realized that she paid somebody to be her boyfriend. And her best friend is the reason for a lot of her stress. And now he is no longer talking to her. Saif Jr. on the other hand hates the fact that the girl he likes somebody else. He blames himself for getting involved with her in the first place and losing the debate competition. He blames Miss S and Miss R and all the rich people for him being in this situation in the first place, and then he blames his mom for invading his privacy. This boy is a bag of hatred at this moment. Now we see the next 6 months of their life. We see that Miss Happy is actually trying to get her life back together. She's dealing with her parents' divorce, she's working with her relationship with her mom, and she is actively ignoring her dad. Her dad, who has married the mistress, and she has fully moved into their family home and is now the target of all the passive aggression from the grandfather. Throughout all this time, she's still staying at Rudra's estate, and we can see that he has become like a really good support system for her. Not only that, she has improved relation with the rest of her group as well, and she's also working on the law entrance exam. But one thing that is proving a problem for Miss Happy is that during this time, we can see that she has realized she has more than friendshipy feeling for Seth Jr. and she's actively trying to suppress those. Seth Jr., on the other hand, has decided to continue being this hateful little thing. He has decided to never change for anyone and gets mad at anybody who even suggests a little change. Yells at his mom. He even gets mad at the principal who suggests that he make some tonal changes to his essay that he's submitting to that UK college. He refuses to make the changes to his essays because he thinks it would misrepresent his sense of self. I mean, where does this boy get these ideas? This is ridiculous. But luckily for him, the principal had an assistant who is always there dressed in mascot, and he ends up finding Miss Happy and tells her everything, and she sends an essay on behalf of him. The one thing good that came out of these 6 months is that Miss S has stood up for herself. She has broken up with the scumbag, blocked him, and the whole entire friend group, including the sidekick, has kicked him out of the group for being an asshole. Seth Jr. continues to be this stubborn little thing, and one day his dad had it. He says, "You, me out for a kulfi now." His dad talks to him about a lot of things. How he and his mom used to enjoy eating kulfi at the beginning days of their marriage, and how Romeo used to like Rosalind before he started liking Juliet. I was a little confused like what exactly his point is, but apparently his points get across because Seth Jr. realizes he was being too stubborn and he has to apologize to Miss Happy as soon as possible. But when they reach home, the principal is at home and she is there to give the good news that Seth Jr. is been accepted in the UK college that he applied for. Now this comes as a surprise to him because he thought he's definitely losing his admission because he did not submit a changed essay. But then the principal reminds, no, Pia submitted the essay that you made changes to. That's what got you the admission. Well, even she got in the college, but unfortunately she is not going, with her mom and dad getting divorced. This is when Seth Jr. finds out about the divorce, and the first thing he does is call every single person that he knows in Pia's circle. And only Miss S picks his call because she is an angel. Now he is going to make it up to Miss Happy the next day itself because that's the last day of their school year and it's the bonfire night. Miss Happy walks in and she sees Miss R. She's singing. She's the singer of the group. She provides this background vocals for Seth Jr. to bring this bouquet of red flags, and then there is a green flag in it as a way to ask for her forgiveness, saying, "Look, I have a lot of red flags, but I am your green flag. Please forgive me." And Miss Happy forgives him because apparently in the 6 months, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't forget this guy and is sure that this is the right guy for her. And that's it, they kiss and the movie ends very abruptly, exactly like how C-drama ends 5 seconds after the couple gets together. And the last scene of the movie is these two at an airport. Now, Miss Happy is, instead of going to London, she's going to the National Law College where Seth Jr. wanted to go. She is going to study Indian law and open her own firm, which is going to do better than her dad's firm. And Seth Jr. has taken Miss Happy's dream of going to the London college where he's going to get a good job, make a lot of money and then work on his app. And that's Nadaaniyan. That's how the movie ends. What do you think? For me, one thing I was not convinced on was their romance, but I am fully convinced on their friendship because whenever they said that they are each other's best friend, I fully believed it. I really liked the principal. I like Miss S, Miss R, they were good friends. I liked Miss Happy as well. And Seth Jr. also had his moments. There are a lot of negative reviews about this movie and I'll tell you one thing, all are true. But when I watched it, I remember keeping my expectation at a very respectable level. And also I had a mountain of chili cheese momos when I watched it. So I think that's the key to enjoy this movie. Good food and very level-headed expectations. They sold this movie with these two being the new Kajol and Shah Rukh. And listen, if you're promising that, you better deliver it. And in future, if these two actually work on their chemistry, we might actually get Kajol and Shahrukh 2.0. Khushi Kapoor has that Kajol face with her big eyes, and Saif Jr. is very handsome in Saif and Shah Rukh Khan kind of way. Usually, I spend the end of these videos convincing people to watch the movie. I don't know about this one. If you like campy action, then you would enjoy this movie. But one thing you can take from this video is watch the vertical C-dramas. I guarantee you, you will not regret it. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you like this kind of content, and here is my Koi Mil Gaya video, and I see you in the next one. Bye!